What's going on, YouTube? I want to make a quick video about the air conditioner on this BMW. It's really not too bad, man. I kept the factory lines that go back to the evaporator inside the cab, and this car doesn't have an orifice tube. It has a expansion valve in the back. Really doesn't matter a whole lot, but you can see I got my I think that's my low pressure side right here, and the line for it. And then right here I kept my high pressure line, and just kind of ignore this. That's just because I've been having to take this thing on and off a lot. But it's a little bit hard to see, but basically you keep your two factory lines. This guy, which has a soft rubber side, of which you can see I crimped on a new fitting that goes down to the compressor. That's a number 10 size, number 10 fitting, if I recall. And I got the adapter blocks for a GM compressor on the compressor, and I bought them through a company called Cold Hose. Just go to coldhose.com, you'll be able to see them on there. And they're just GM adapter fittings for GM compressors that go from a number 10, I think, number 10 inlet to a number 8 outlet. So you can see the lower hose on that block is the number 8, and the top hose, which is this soft hose right here, is size 10. And then that lower hose comes up to your condenser. You can see the hose right here. It comes up, and that's your high pressure port right there. You can see I had a shop TIG weld an aluminum, I believe it's a number 8 fitting on there, to adapt that hose. And then that goes right into your condenser, right in front of the car. So pretty straightforward. This line, sorry guys, this line right here, your high pressure line, and then this line right here, which I think is your low pressure line, are the only two lines you really need to modify to get your AC working in your LS SWAP BMW e38. The other side of both of those hoses just connect at the expansion valve back behind in the firewall. And then this guy gets modified. Oh, sorry. This guy gets modified right there, and I had them TIG weld like I said, a number 8 fitting on there. And then you would treat it like any other air conditioning system. You would just vacuum it down and refill it with refrigerant. I'll show you guys the underside. So you guys can see the compressor. I don't have the belt on it right now, but I had to take it off because I think my belt tensioner is not working right, so I took the belt off for now so I could drive it. You can see it bolts up just like it would, and hopefully you guys can see the lines up in there. I don't know if you can. It's a little tight in there. Try and get you down in there. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can see the lines back in there. Yeah, maybe not. They're right there. They just mount to the side of the compressor. So, not a whole lot of secret sauce going on down there. And that's basically it as far as the hardware side goes. As far as the wiring goes, there's a factory line, which is a black and blue line. See if we can find it here. So this is your factory BMW line for compressor control, and it's black and blue. At least on mine it is. Mine's a 95. And I got it loomed up right now. But basically I hooked I think it's the green side of this line to a chassis ground, and then that black and blue line, I got the GM compressor down, the GM harness sitting down here. You can see it right there. But I want to say the The green line is compressor control and the black line is the ground. Might be vice versa, I can't really remember, but I hooked the ground side to the chassis ground, and then I hooked the control side of the compressor to the OEM BMW control line. And I got my high pressure switch plugged into my dryer right here. That's this guy right here. That's your high pressure side switch into my compressor, and it didn't kick on when I first started charging on the low compressor side. So I started adding Freon to the high side, and then the compressor started kicking over. And then you would charge it just like you would any other AC system. But as far as control, I really didn't have to do anything. Like I said, I connected the ground, and I connected the OEM BMW control. And once I put Freon in the high side, the compressor kicked over. When I was first doing it, I did manually jump the compressor to get it to spin, to start sucking up Freon. But after a can of Freon, it was cycling on and off, and it would stay on its own. And that was basically it. It was after that you treat it like any other car, which was pretty nice. I mean, it really wasn't that bad, all things considered. I did pick up a hose crimper. You can find them on Amazon. They're not super specific, but they're for hydraulic hoses and AC hoses. That crimp right there on the hose, on that soft hose, I basically cut the factory hose and then crimped on a number 10 fitting, like a 90-degree number 10 fitting. So you'll probably need that crimper tool. But only other thing I'll say is, you know, for those that have the Terminator X, when the compressor kicks on, it does put an extra load on the motor. So I would highly suggest you guys add the sensor wire so the Terminator knows the AC is on, so it can adjust the air fuel as required. Because when my compressor is on, my engine bogs a lot, and I have to kind of like stab the throttle until it settles out with the IAC. So in any case, that's something I'm going to figure out still. And then I'm going to wire in the AC kickdown. I'm basically just going to use a 5-pin relay. So I'll have power to the Terminator to tell the Terminator that the AC is on and to idle up the engine. And then I will have the AC cutoff at 50% over throttle. So I guess it doesn't overspin the compressor or just kicks the compressor off when my foot's in it. And you can do all of that through this black and blue wire. So that's not hard at all. The only other thing I would say is I need to upgrade my cooling fan, because it's not, you know, with that condenser in front, it does add a little more heat in front of your radiator. And down here in Florida, we got 90-degree temps, so you know, you kind of have to address that. So I'll probably be adding bigger fans or a bigger radiator on here. But you don't have to do anything in the cab. All you have to do is modify those 2 AC lines. You can use the rest of the OEM lines. I used all new green O-rings. I had to buy the AC crimper, and then wiring is pretty straightforward. Just use your OEM BMW compressor control with your GM compressor control wire, and then ground the other wire, and you're good. But really the line that makes this all possible is really this line right here. So without this AC line, you're probably not going to have air conditioner. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for now. Only other thing that I'll give you an update on is my oil cooler. I got 280-degree lines routed, and they're going down to the factory BMW oil cooler, which sits right in there. So pretty happy about that. Nothing too crazy, but I think it looks better, and it has a factory oil cooler now. As far as my belt alignment goes, I know I was talking about that in a few videos. I think I had the wrong power steering pulley. I swapped my old pulley out, and I got this new pulley on, and I put a straight edge on front both faces of the pulleys, and then basically lined them up, and it seems to be okay, you know, knock on wood. So now I just got to get the AC belt on my compressor, and I think I'll be in good shape, guys. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. Yeah, we'll talk later.